Do you want to give me a hug? Is that what you want? I thought so. You are a good boy. Oh, you're a little bit wet actually. Oh, and your claws are very, very sharp. Okay, let's not do that again. I'm Mike Dimas, and this is Pinball Shenanigans. Alright, back in the basement for some more magic action. So, left off last episode working on the drop target assembly, and then some of the boys came over, and that was the end of that episode. So, I have installed the cleaned up drop target bank, rewired the wires, resoldered them on, and I have cleaned, oh, I don't have my light on here, cleaned all of the switches on the entire playfield, all the pop bumper switches and rollover switches and lane guides or lane switches, out lane, in lane. When Dutch was here, he noted that this switch was actually closed, which was a good eye, so I just tweaked that a little bit. So I don't know if it got bent at some point or it was just real close to closed, but not giving me an issue during my test games. So that is what I started on tonight. Just been messing with that for 15 minutes. But what I got going on elsewise is I got me some parts. Stopped over at Kevin's today and checked this out. Got some rollovers. They didn't have the red available, so we got orange. That's fine. I'm okay with that. This is a ribbon cable that I lent one to Corey. Actually, I gave one to Corey and he replaced this for his RoboCop, I believe. So that is not magical. And then I got me some replacement 5 amp fuses, fast blow. But at some point I will get my fuse breakers working so I don't have to keep blowing fuses. And what else we got? Flipper rebuild kit. And I think there's one more thing. Oh, these springs. Marco, this part number at Pinball Life shows that they are 0.75 inch. So I was expecting to get those, but instead I've got the 1 inch variety. And I need me some 0.75 inch. So these, I guess, will do for now, but last time I ordered 1 inch from Marco, I swear I got... Actually, last time I ordered the 0.75 inch from Marco, same thing happened. So I was already suspicious going in, but I thought I'd give it another chance, so I might actually message them. I'm going to show you, actually. Okay, I just typed in Pinball Life and the part number. Let's see what actually pops up here. Here we go. There's Marco. Look at this. Pinball Life, 0.75 inches long. 10-149. So, why is there a discrepancy? The same part number at Marco. See, here's the difference. It doesn't actually say a size anywhere on this page. Yeah, so now we bust out the measuring tape. Alright, here we go. That is not 0.75 inches. It's not quite an inch. That's pretty close to an inch, but it's actually more like 15/16, but yeah, closer to an inch than it is to 0.75. So I don't know, maybe we should investigate further and go check the manual. Okay, this is not helpful. This is Action Pinball, and we got same part number, and we've got 7/8 inch. So that it says a Williams part number. Okay, so the SP149 is a Williams part number. Let's go one step further and just briefly check out what the Gottlieb part number brings up. Well, I guess in theory it should bring up 7/8, but that's just in theory. Okay, we're going down the rabbit hole here, but that's okay. This is the last step down. So this is the Gottlieb part number, and Marco Specialty has it, and it does not show a size. Okay, so bottom line is, if you actually want 0.75 inch, then you need to order from Pinball Life, because it seems like the same part number at different places are different sizes. Anyway, I'm gonna go mess around with some stuff. I'm not sure what yet, but I got a little bit of time, not too much, but hopefully I can do something productive. Alright, I think I might have enough time to rebuild one flipper tonight, but I will slog along. It's pretty dirty. You can see the wear on the Bakelite link, but you know, this arm is a good arm. I will probably keep that, but I will be using, where to go, the new style plunger and link and arm assembly, which is quite different in design. Hopefully it is compatible. I better be. We'll find out once it's all assembled, but first I'm going to take off this flipper plate. This kit does not come with new bushings, so if it's in good shape I may just reuse it, because I don't want to change a bushing and then find that it's just a little bit off and then screws things up. So kind of like to stick to the original bushings where I can, unless I know for sure they're not going to cause an issue. But just 4 screws on this little flimsy bracket, and then I can take this off and give her a good cleaning. Alright, flipper plate bushing cleaned up. It's better. Cleaned up the playfield a little bit, and installed the new end of stroke switch. So that is half the battle. Okay, the new parts are installed. New screws, coil stop, new sleeve, spring, plunger, link, crank, end of stroke switch, and I will be replacing this flipper bat too at some point. Oh, that's the good one. Well, the better one. The other one has a piece chewed off, but and the stroke switch is adjusted nicely, and it feels beautiful. So I am happy with that. Might adjust that to spread open just a little bit more. It's supposed to be an 1/8, and that's not quite an 1/8, so I may adjust that a smidge. Anyway, that is probably all I'm going to do for now, but I'll come back and then I'll do the other flipper, and then we'll install some rollovers. I don't really want to flip the playfield over until I bash this rollover out, and I think I'm going to try and take the hairdryer to it and then just kind of smash from behind. I've got a couple tips and tricks from a couple people, and I gotta remember to reinstall that after the fact as well. But I kind of just tapped at it a little bit earlier and it was not budging, so I did even heat it up a smidge. I tried to do this without roasting anything with my propane torch, So it was just kind of more of like a little quick test to see how that worked, and it didn't. So I moved on to flippers, which is a little easier, and I've done that more times than I've removed inserts, which is 0 times. So it's a good start. I will continue. I will be back. Okay, I actually decided to start working on the left flipper. Actually, that's the right flipper. And as you may have heard, guess who's paid a visit? Hank is back. He actually was gone for, oh, good leap. For 3 or 4 days there, we hadn't seen him. So today's the first time he's been back. I went upstairs and was going to shut the front door. And there he was sitting on the front mat wanting a visit. So Hank's hanging around for a little bit while I work on the other flipper. And he'll keep me. Do you want to give me a hug? Is that what you want? I thought so. You are a good boy. Oh, you're a little bit wet, actually. Oh, and your claws are very, very sharp. Okay, let's not do that again. Okay, bracket number 2 cleaned up, end of stroke switch installed, and Hank is still supervising the action. Alright, well, flipper number 2 is done. End of stroke switch is nicely adjusted. Feels wonderful. So I'm happy with that. And there we go. Bottom side work is done. Just have to align and tighten these guys. Like I said, replace at least this one bat that is missing its bottom teeth here. And then we're making some progress. So I got to go check on Hank. I don't know what he's been up to, but he is very adventurous tonight and climbing on everything. So I'm going to wrap this video, put a little dent in the action, and got to visit Hank. So we'll see you guys on the next one. I guess this can be some bonus footage somewhere. This is my Lord of the Rings saucer switch for, like, what's his name? This ugly little dude. Not Gimli, but you know what I'm talking about. It'll come to me. Anyway, this switch is being intermittent. Right now, I've got it set up to my multimeter. Pardon me. And actually, it's not working at all. You would hear a beep. But you can see I removed the insulation, and the solder joints are just fine. So what could it be? Was the switch going bad? Well, I think that is the case. If I move the green leg down a bit, can you hear it? Then the switch closes. So I think this center lug to the switch is just giving up the ghost. Problem is, this isn't your standard micro switch body. The actuator is built in to the micro switch. I don't have one of those. So maybe if I just bend this leg a bunch forward, maybe that will be the solution. So I'll reinstall that, and it can be at least a temporary solution. Gollum. See, I told you I'd remember. I knew I'd remember. After the fact, of course. But after wiggling this wire a bunch, I realized that I kind of killed a few of the strands, so I'm resoldering that. And hopefully that'll be good to go. And then I'll look up this part number and order a new one. I like how the one connector, and you can remove this entire assembly. And 5 screws. So should be back in business shortly.